How's it going, Martians? Welcome back to the report. In this one, we're going to go over two articles. The first from the Daily Hodl titled Perfecting Instant XRP Remittances, Key Goal at Payment Giant MoneyGram. So says Alexander Holmes. The other is an article from CoinDesk titled German Stock Exchange Plans International Digital Asset Ecosystem Through New Partnership with SBI. But as always, real quick, before we jump into the articles, if you could please do me a favor and hit that like button. And if you're new, don't forget to hit the subscribe and ring the bell so you can be notified of all of my XRP, crypto, and other technology related videos. So with all that, the shameless plug out of the way, let's jump straight into the article. So the article begins, the CEO of the Texas-based money transfer giant MoneyGram says the company is working to optimize and perfect the use of XRP as an engine for moving money across borders. MoneyGram partnered with Ripple and began using its XRP-based payment solution, ODL, this past summer. In a new interview on First Move, CEO Alexander Holmes says the company's early experience with blockchain and cryptocurrency has him convinced that the technology could transform the cross-border payment industry. I think blockchain is an amazingly interesting technology. I think there are questions out there about what is the value and future of cryptocurrencies in that space. We're using Ripple's cryptocurrency for now, XRP, as a medium of exchange to move from dollars to pesos, and XRP sits in the middle. What the value of all that becomes longer term, I think, is interesting. But what I will say is that to the extent that we can perfect the model, that we can truly facilitate instant flows of funds, instant money movements with the data, and allow a customer in country A to get money into country B seamlessly and efficiently, I think it's what everyone is demanding. When asked whether he believes other major payment players like Western Union will utilize RippleNet, Holmes said he can't speculate on specifics, but he believes Ripple's network of financial institutions will continue to grow. When you think about utilizing mobile technology on phones to access information and data, and financial information is critically important for everyone in the world, to be quite honest. So I think others will participate. We are seeing other smaller money transfer players participating in RippleNet. Whether companies like Western Union decide to move in that direction or not is really up to them, but I can see this becoming a much bigger partnership from a variety of different firms. As for the great debate on whether emerging payment technologies can one day replace SWIFT, the massive payment messaging network with more than 10,000 institutions on board, Holmes says the industry leader is king for a reason, and that there is plenty of room for competition. Directly quoted, Alex said, I think, in replacing incumbents like SWIFT, are large inspirations. I think any incumbent has a foothold in the market for a reason. Every bank is tied into SWIFT. Most major corporations are tied into SWIFT. And yet, you continue to see new types of services come along to try and compete with them and drive differentiation in the marketplace. Whether you can ever displace or completely replace is always an interesting thought to ponder, but certainly securing larger and larger pieces of that pie is definitely not off the table. And what Alex is really saying here is that, he doesn't, I think that Alex is being political in his statement from a business stance, not from an actual political motivated stance, but business politics is a very real thing in the sense that MoneyGram, like most banks and most financial institutions and corporations, works with SWIFT in many of their payments, and partners are likely facilitated through SWIFT. And so the last thing Alex wants to do is, offend SWIFT and potentially cause issues and disruptions to their profit margins, how they operate as a company, right? But nonetheless, it's clear that Alex believes in Ripple, believes in XRP. Otherwise, MoneyGram would not be utilizing it, no matter how much money was offered to them to to implement XRP and utilize on-demand liquidity, right? So very bullish article, and obviously, you know, fundamentals are something that most people in this ecosystem don't seem to care about. And actually, I wasn't going to cover this article, but might as well. It's really short, and this one's actually from News BTC. So surprise, middle of the video article for everybody. This one from Cole Peterson, and it's titled, "Here's Why Investors Don't Care About XRP's Potential, According to an Economist." So it's no secret that XRP, the digital currency with close ties to the fintech company Ripple, hasn't had the best year from a technical perspective, ending the year on a low note after recently setting fresh post-2017 bull run lows. Although this bearishness may or may not be justified while considering its fundamental utility and value, one prominent economist is claiming that the crypto is thriving off of Swift's failures and that it is deriving value off the global decentralization trend. So this goes to the interview on RT with Jeffrey Tucker, in which he said, "Our legacy financial system are incapable of dealing with the new age of globalization, so taking crypto to kind of fill this market niche, and XRP has been really valuable in that sense." So it's important to note that investors haven't seemed to recognize the same value that Tucker speaks about regarding XRP, as XRP has been one of the worst performing cryptocurrencies throughout 2019, struggling to build the same momentum that Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies established in the earlier parts of the year. Tucker believes the lack of investor excitement stems from the fact that XRP is a specific kind of crypto that is uninteresting to regular investors. As utility continues to grow around XRP from Ripple's various initiatives, it is possible that investors will better recognize the value that Tucker speaks of, possibly helping to fuel a future rally. But for now, the average investor is oblivious to what real experts and individuals who actually understand how global trade and finance operates actually see in this asset. And most of them are incapable of touching XRP due to the lack of regulatory clarity, which prevents them from putting institutional funds towards it, right? That's why XRP hasn't rallied. I think most of us understand this at this point, but there's a lot of people out there who still don't, who will come into my comments and be like, "Yo, all this good news, yet XRP is still going down, no, scam coin. And it's like, okay, well, that's because you're an ignoramus who does not understand the basics of, or the difference between a obvious black hat or gray hat technology / currency such as Bitcoin versus a currency that is attempting, or a currency and organizations such as Ripple and XRP that are, or vice versa, XRP and Ripple, that are attempting to be white hats in this ecosystem who comply with the established government organizations. Whether or not you like or dislike governments is irrelevant, because you live in a world that is controlled by governments, okay? So, sorry, if you think all governments are a bunch of criminals, well, guess what? Those criminals own you, so get over it. Learn to play by their rules, or be forever miserable because you don't want to play ball by their game that they run, and that they are not only the referees of, but the financiers of in every way. Okay, it's just frustrating to have to deal with the people in the comments sometimes. That's actually one reason why I've started to take more of a hands-off approach to my comment section. So anybody who is interested in actually getting in touch with me, contacting me, and possibly getting more of a response than just a like if you say something that I agree with, or if I appreciate seeing you, definitely hit me up over on Twitter at Jade Martian. My follower count is going up slowly, but it's still nothing compared to the subs on the channel, so might as well plug it. If you're not on Twitter, you should absolutely hop over because there's tons of XRP related content that's circulating around. Not all of it's reliable, and there's a reason why I primarily avoid covering content from Twitter regarding XRP, and that's mainly due to the fact that it hasn't been vetted yet, and I don't like covering things that are largely speculative. I know I speculate a lot myself, but I prefer my videos to be about things that have actually been verified and re-verified a few times over before I make videos about it. Mainly just to preserve face value. I think most people who cover news, they're more interested about being first than being right. And that's something I found myself being pulled into a lot earlier in my channel, and something that I've been actively monitoring myself to try and avoid doing in the future, so that I can build rapport with not only you, my viewer, but also to ensure that we're not falling victim to conspiracy or things that could otherwise be detrimental to our personal well-being as investors, right? Now, I know the video is getting a little bit long here, but obviously I wanted to cover this German stock exchange video, and so let's jump straight into this, and we'll have a read through of Daniel Palmer's article over on CoinDesk. So, German stock exchange owner Boris Stuttgart Group and Japanese financial giant SBI Group are teaming up on a joint initiative to expand their digital assets business internationally. So, the two firms said in a press release Friday they will establish a partnership in Europe and Asia, including Japan, with the ultimate aim of developing a truly global end-to-end ecosystem for digital assets utilizing blockchain technology. So, to cement the deal, SBI Holdings is to take a stake in the stock exchange's regulated digital asset trading platform, Boris Stuttgart Digital Exchange. So it also aired a plan to invest in Boris Stuttgart Digital Ventures, another subsidiary that invests in innovative financial startups. The two subsidiaries carry out business related to digital assets in Germany and across Europe, according to the announcement. Asia and Europe are the fastest growing markets for digital assets at the moment, said Alexander Hoptner, chairman of Boris Stuttgart's management board. Besides the exchange of knowledge and technology, possible fields of collaboration include the cross-issuance and listing of digital assets, trading and brokerage, as well as the creation of the first global custody bridge. For its part, SBI has been working in the digital asset space since 2016, having launched initiatives such as a payment app in collaboration with the blockchain payment firm Ripple and a Japanese registered crypto trading platform called VC Trade. It has also other subsidiaries in the space too, including mining venture SBI Crypto Investment, and SBI Mining Chip, which produce mining hardware. Through the new partnership, the SBI Group, including its crypto asset trading platform and other related business operating companies, will fully make use of the collaboration with Boris Stuttgart Group to well establish the actual demands of the digital assets throughout the world, said Yoshitaka Kitao, president and representative director at SBI Holdings. And so what digital asset? Because it doesn't say digital assets, it says demands of the digital asset throughout the world. Obviously, XRP, because we know that SBI Group has a 10% stake in XRP and in Ripple, and so they have a massive vested interest to see this ecosystem thrive. And we know that SBI recently said that they intend to have their volume become composed essentially of 50% of the current volume of the XRP network, or maybe the future volume of the network. I don't think that they actually specified current versus future volume as to how big of a player SBI intends to be in the XRP ecosystem, just that they're going to be a massive player in 2020 in regards to how much volume they're pumping through XRP. So it's definitely an exciting time to be involved in this ecosystem. I think that, you know, the sentiment, this negative sentiment that everybody has and that we see on Twitter and comment section and all over the place regarding how nobody is really confident and really optimistic about the potential of XRP due to its low price is purely driven, again, just by its low price. It's not being driven by fundamentals. All the fundamentals are still here. They're still sound. We're just at the end of a bear trend where the bears are in euphoria and everybody else feels like slitting their wrist because it's the end of the world. But it's not. Remain confident. Pay attention to your fundamentals. Stop looking at prices. I know that they got them plastered here on Coinbase or CoinDesk, but check it out. Bitcoin's down too. It's down for more than XRP today. So, you know, the whole ecosystem is in a down spiral. It's not just XRP. The whole crypto asset ecosystem has been in a prolonged bear trend, and it's going to take time for us to dig our way out. But when it starts, once optimism, once hope returns to this market, that's when all of this pain that we have suffered through for however long you have been involved, over 2 years myself, and as an investor, you know, nearly 5 years now as a researcher in the space, you know, all this pain will be worth it in the end. At least that's my opinion. Maybe I'm biased as somebody who's deeply vested in this ecosystem, who has made a lot of sacrifices to become as involved as I am. But, you know, that's my perspective, my very honest perspective. So I hope you all have enjoyed the videos today, or the video today, and these 3 articles. Once again, please be sure, if you enjoy my content, to hit that subscribe, ring that bell. Don't forget the like. And if you want to try and get in touch with me or just follow my news feed on Twitter and about what I'm sharing out, don't forget to give me a follow over here on Twitter. And I will see all of you guys in the next one on Mars.